St.Mark's Anglican Church in Niagara-on-the-Lake recently reached a milestone. The church started a tree planting program back in 1996, and this summer they planted their 100th tree in the St. Mark Cemetery.
The first two were a parishioner who had died, and the family wished to have us a memorial trees. So that was the beginning of it. So they're either, the 100 we have planted are either gifts or memorials.
Was there a reason behind 100? Was that a goal that you'd set?
Oh, we think it's kind of a significant thing that there are 100. Because I think there are 239 trees in total. And we had to start planting because trees were very old and they were falling apart and they were diseased and they were being damaged in storms. And so it was necessary to do something or we would have no trees.
Talk a little bit about the selection process. I know they're indigenous trees, but there still must be a little bit of a process in behind that.
Oh, absolutely. The biggest thing to consider when you're looking at choosing a tree to be planted in your yard or in an arboretum like this or a cemetery or any place in general is actually what is it going to be in its full mature canopy size. Is it going to fit that hole, or is it going to be impeded by other trees? Are the root systems going to be able to expand enough through the soils there to be beneficial, or the soil becomes beneficial, or that area becomes beneficial to the tree? So there's a symbiotic relationship and harmony between all of the living things that are in the gardens here. And when you're looking for a particular species or cultivar of tree that fits, and we primarily search for indigenous trees to the area, something native or Carolinian. We would then assess the zone it would go in. We would look at the overall height, if it's an understory tree, if it's a tree that has a lot of needs a lot of sunshine, or it can tolerate the shades. So those are a lot of factors that go in. And also, human traffic is the biggest reason for compaction in soils. So there is a lot of that happening here too, what we have to consider.
And when you put all that process together and you see what's been built here, it must be amazing.
I think it's a great example to people of what can be done in their local communities, and also to restore the canopy in a small area. And if we each take care of the microcosms, the macrocosms will take care of themselves. So that's a big part of what's happening here, and they've been a great example to everybody for that.
Obviously a great day here to celebrate.
Absolutely. It's astounding to think that it's taken nearly 30 years to develop the Arboretum of over 100 indigenous trees. It is just such a wonderful time of year. Visitors are always walking through and commenting on the peace and tranquility. It's just an oasis for the town.
What are the plans going forward with this? Are you trying to expand to 200 trees, or is it just a matter of taking care of what's here?
I think realistically it's a question of taking care of what we have now. Our regular pruning program every year really focuses on maintaining the health of the trees and ensuring, for safety reasons, that big branches aren't coming down. So I think it's really just keeping what we have, and then if we have donations, we will find a spot. For example, the last of the pyramidal oak behind me, we planted 2 or 3 years after the first two in memory of Blanche Quinn. So we always find spots, but we weren't consciously going and asking to expand the program.
If somebody wanted to make a donation to this project, how would they do that?
If they'd like to make a donation, it would just be a check payable to St. Mark's Cemetery and sent to the church office at 51 Byron Street here in Niagara-on-the-Lake.
In Niagara-on-the-Lake, you're watching The Source.